Hello everybody, this is Havoc, and a quick little caveat before we begin our episode. You'll hear me talk about me creating this episode and getting it out before I left for PAX West, which I've just returned from the other day. However, time did not allow me to actually finish the episode out. And in terms of finish the episode out, simply be able to do the time-lapse overview and to be able to get it uploaded before I left. I am now currently sick, in case you can't really tell. So what I'm going to say is, ignore all of the pre-PAX information, trying to get this out to you at a reasonable time. It just didn't happen, but I thought, hey, I'm going to break the schedule from only sticking to Mondays, get this to you guys as soon as I was able to, and unfortunately, there will not be an overview. Havoc time-lapse won't happen. So I just want to let you know that, guys. Thank you for the support, and enjoy the episode. Hello, everybody. This is Havoc, and welcome back to Prehistoric Kingdom in our prehistoric preserve. I didn't know how to word that, so there we are. In the last episode, we were able to flesh out the desert biome. We were able to get our Torvosaurus, who is looking mighty well. Corazon, that's right. And she is indeed beautiful. Probably my favorite creature so far. I'm not gonna lie. She looks gorgeous. She looks fantastic. And we decided to put some of our, what are these called? Coelophysis, that's right. I keep forgetting their names. We moved them over there. Now, there are a few updates that I want you to be aware of before we dig into this episode. The first of which, it is with great and sad news that I must inform you that the Coelophysis over here have all been removed. Basically, it was just too much. It was too much to get them constantly having to worry about breaking out. Having a Coelophysis on the loose reduced my stars to actually just under 2 stars. And that was having a dramatic effect on the revenue that I was able to bring in and affecting a whole bunch of other things. So I should have moved them, but they were already pretty close to capacity over here in the dino exhibit, and I didn't want to do too much differently, so we'll just say they're on a farm, and they're very, very happy, even though you didn't get to say goodbye. So that's first on the news. Second on the news, you'll notice that there's been a few additional changes. Well, you may not have, but there have been a few additional changes. I took off the barrier. That invisible barrier thing that we've done in the past. I took that out and I basically had to completely revamp all of the exhibit walls in order to get them all working properly. So that's not a huge issue, but it is a nice little quality of life overall. And we were able to successfully add some double glass panes that work very well. Also, if you will remember, which you may not, we had some issues score-wise with this enclosure. This is the enclosure with the Nasutoceratops and the Psittacosaurus. Now, the reason for that was that we had some unwanted biome plants in here. One of the cool things that I didn't think was possible, because I thought that I had tried it before and I hadn't, was that you can remove based on a specific biome, which is a really, really cool feature. So essentially, I took out, I think it was the coastal biome that was really bugging our Psittacosaurus specifically. And I was then able to create a biome that only has wetlands. So if you'll remember, we're starting to split up biomes. Eventually, I don't know if I'll split the Dilophosaurus up because it actually works really, really well. Right? Yeah, we're good. We're good with the score. We are good. But this is a wetland. So what I'm gonna have to end up doing is we may actually move our wetland and our swampland over here, which means I'll relocate all of these dinos over here, which they've been here for the beginning. So it's actually a pretty big deal that these get moved around. And then this is where our coastal region will start. And I'm really excited about the coastal region because it will allow us to do some things and get some really good creatures. I do believe... Oh, it is good. I want to invest in our Camarasaurus because I think it would do wonders for our park. But as you can see, even the first one alone is 520 grand, which is a bit beyond our reach. But that's going to be probably one of our first ones going forward. We also have our Pachyrhinosaurus that I invested in, which will go well in our wetlands. We have our Edmontosaurus,
which will be good for, I think this is what, temperate and boreal. And then we have our other Pachy Rhinoceros. I did invest in quite a few creatures offline, simply to allow us to be able to expand our reach and expand our dino variety, because that's very, very important to me, including our Psittacosaurus. We need to get our Protoceratops, things of that nature. But regardless, my point is that we are going to start investing into our coastal region very, very soon. And that's where the current exhibit starts here. Now, obviously, our Camarasaurus will actually have probably the largest, hands down, the largest exhibit we've seen thus far, which I'm very excited and very nervous to work over, but it'll all be good. It'll all work out. I'm really confident in that. Next up, I tried recording this, and I actually do have a recording of it, but it took so long that a time lapse wasn't really proper for it. Yeah, I don't know, but I told you I was going to decorate the nursery, and I have indeed decorated it, and I do enjoy it. I do enjoy it quite a bit. It turned out really well. I just like the whole theme of it. Again, I'm big on nature, big on some nature walks. So we have a nice little fountain with a little rock with some dinosaur skulls and stuff coming out, mixed in with a few little things, just to make this a little more welcoming. And then in here we have some informational videos with a nice little backdrop and a T-Rex staring down your face. May add in the future just some quality of life, role-playing benches and stuff like that. But we were able to accomplish that pretty simply over here. And last but not least, one of the things that the game currently suffers from is you'll have a collection of people in your entryway. Now what I might do is I may go into the workshop and find a different place, a different entrance that's a little more fitting. But one thing that you haven't seen throughout this park are actually lots of people walking around in all the spaces, and that's because they've all been stuck here. So I moved the entryway. It does look goofy. You'll have to I have to apologize for how goofy it looks, but it has fixed the people being stuck. And so now we actually have a somewhat legitimate sparse, population distribution of our visitors, which is always a good thing. But it was, I got tired of seeing all the people stuck there. It was very, very, it was pretty infuriating. I'm not gonna lie. And so as a result, we've had profits go up by approximately $60,000 to $100,000 per quarter, which is really nice. You see that nice little bump there. I mean, that alone is $70,000 difference. Our net profit has gone up by 80 grand, just to give you an idea on what that stuck population does. So it's been really good. It's been very good for the park. It'll allow me to not spend so much time working and just sitting here waiting for things to go faster, which is always a good deal. Today, I have limited time. As the time of this video, I'll be at PAX West. So I have a little bit of time to record a video before I leave, so I can actually release, shocker, a video once a week in quick succession instead of waiting 2 or 3 weeks. One of the things I mentioned is that I want to turn this almost into a market area, almost like you see in some Middle Eastern countries, in Constantinople, that sort of area, kind of that like market with all the covered things and all that stuff, and just really create almost just like a little mini village over here to be able to just create a little bit of ambiance and a little bit of thematic awesomeness that'll go alongside our little beachfront oasis property that we got going on. So ideally, that's what I'm doing today. I'm torn between that and setting up this. Remember, over here, we're gonna have a restaurant that overlooks the Dilophosaurus exhibit, which I think will be a very, very big hit. At least among you, probably not amongst the customers, but it is what it is. So here, we are going to start doing this. No idea how long it'll take. I have some idea on how I want to execute it, but we'll have to see how it goes. And there's no food in enclosure 3. What is up with that? What is up with that? What? How did a Dilophosaurus get over here? Emily, what are you doing? What are you doing over here? Have you eaten any of the other dinos? I hope you haven't. How did you get out, Emily? That's a long ways without me noticing. Okay, are we good? I think we're good. Okay, that's interesting. I think we're all good. I think we are. Emily, you goofball. Alright, with that out of the way, I think it's safe for Timelapse Havoc to take over, and thus we'll begin our time lapse of our little market area. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Wow, this was a lot of fun. This turned out way better than I thought it would, because to be quite frank, I kind of forgot you could even pretty much customize everything about this game. And so while I wanted these, these things throughout, I didn't quite expect to be able to accomplish it. And I may come back at a later point and decorate all of these things, because I do love that idea of a colorful district in which these people can enjoy this section of the park. Now, I also might build some like custom, benches that people will bench or beach, little beach layout chairs or something like that. But overall, I still think this turned out absolutely great. This was a very last minute addition, as I'm sure I said in the thing, but I thought it would just be really cool because eventually, maybe, if there are aquatic animals, we can put it in there. Or if we expand over into that side of the park, that they'll be able to look over there as they're swimming along the beach. But overall, it's a small little beach display, but still gives the park life. I mean, that's pretty cool when you zoom out and look at everything overall. Now, unfortunately for you anyways, this is going to be a very short episode because I do have to go. This took about 40 minutes to make, and as such, I don't have a lot of time left. So guys, I hope you enjoyed the quick little time lapse. We're actually making a good deal of money. As you can see here, we are starting to make significantly more than, well, I guess we haven't. That was just a little bit of a bump. Once we get more people coming in, everything will be up and running and functioning very, very well. But ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna have a good time at PAX West. I hope you had a good time watching this time lapse and enjoying my commentary on it. We'll see you in the next episode. Short and sweet, I'm out of here.
These are nature's greatest creations. This is your park. This is Prehistoric Kingdom.